In North Korea, a land shrouded in secrecy where every corner is watched and every word is monitored, the idea of a higher power than the supreme leader is unthinkable. The regime demands absolute loyalty and reverence. The Bible, with its message of love and hope, challenges the state's absolute authority. It offers an alternative vision of life, one that is not controlled by fear and oppression. It whispers of freedom of thought, concepts deemed dangerous in a society built on obedience. The very act of questioning is seen as a threat to the regime's control. Possessing a Bible is a risky act that could land you and your family in a labor camp. The consequences are severe, and the regime spares no one in its quest to maintain control. The regime's grip on information is absolute. Every piece of news is filtered, every book is censored, and every conversation is monitored. Yet, hope finds a way. Despite the risks, the human spirit yearns for freedom and truth. Stories from defectors tell of underground churches and individuals risking everything for a glimpse of the sacred text. These brave souls gather in secret, sharing their faith and finding solace in the words of the Bible. The ban on the Bible in North Korea is a stark reminder of the power of belief and the lengths to suppress it. It highlights the regime's fear of anything that could inspire people to think differently and challenge their authority. In Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, the Quran guides every aspect of life, shaping the laws, culture, and daily routines of its people. The influence of the Quran is deeply embedded in the fabric of society, dictating not only religious practices, but also social norms and legal frameworks. Other religions are strictly forbidden, with laws in place to ensure that the public practice of any faith other than Islam is not allowed. This prohibition extends to religious symbols, gatherings, and literature. The Saudi government, guardian of Islam's holiest sites, views the spread of other religions as a threat to the unity and purity of the Islamic faith. They believe that allowing other religions to flourish could undermine the religious and social cohesion of the nation. The Bible, therefore, becomes a symbol of potential religious discord, unwelcome in a society striving for religious homogeneity. The presence of such religious texts is seen as a challenge to the established order. While private worship by non-Muslims is not explicitly illegal, it is not tolerated in public spaces. Non-Muslims must be cautious and discreet in their religious practices to avoid legal repercussions. Foreign workers, many of whom are Christian, must practice their faith discreetly, often gathering in private homes or hidden locations to avoid detection. They live in a delicate balance, respecting the laws of the land while maintaining their personal beliefs. The ban on the Bible in Saudi Arabia reflects the complexities of religious freedom in a nation where one faith holds absolute sway. It highlights the tension between maintaining religious purity and accommodating the diverse beliefs of a global workforce. The Maldives, an idyllic island nation, seems like paradise on earth. Yet beneath this beauty lies a rigid interpretation of Islam, leaving little room for religious diversity. The Maldives constitution mandates that all citizens adhere to Islam. The government views any attempt to propagate other faiths as a threat to social harmony. The Bible is banned to prevent the conversion of Maldivians who are taught that Islam is the one true faith. In the Maldives, the price of paradise is unwavering adherence to Islam. For decades, Somalia has been ravaged by civil war and the rise of extremist groups. The once peaceful and culturally rich nation has been torn apart by relentless violence and instability. The dominant force in much of Somalia is Al-Shabaab, enforcing a strict interpretation of Sharia law. This militant group has gained control over large swathes of the country, instilling fear and oppression wherever they go. They view Christianity as a foreign religion and have targeted Christians for persecution. Somali Christians live in constant fear, their faith making them targets in their own homeland. The Bible is seen as a symbol of Western influence, a threat to their vision of a purely Islamic Somalia. This perception has led to severe consequences for those who dare to possess or read it. Possession of a Bible can lead to imprisonment or even death at the hands of Al-Shabaab. The mere act of owning a Bible is considered a crime, punishable by the harshest means. Even in government-controlled areas, the situation for Christians remains precarious. The threat of persecution looms large, and protection is often inadequate. The ban on the Bible in Somalia is a tragic consequence of extremism and conflict. It highlights the broader struggle for religious freedom and human rights in a nation besieged by turmoil. Morocco stands as a bridge between cultures, where ancient traditions meet modern influences. Islam is the state religion, but the country has a history of relative tolerance towards other faiths. Recently, the Moroccan government has grown wary of proselytizing by Christian groups, fearing social unrest. While the Bible is not outright banned, its distribution is strictly controlled. This nuanced approach reflects Morocco's attempt to uphold its Islamic identity while acknowledging other faiths. Since the fall of Gaddafi, Libya has been grappling with political instability. Religious minorities, including Christians, have found themselves increasingly vulnerable. While Libya does not have a formal ban on the Bible, its importation and distribution are tightly controlled. The post-revolution government has yet to establish a clear legal framework for religious freedom. The uncertain situation in Libya highlights the challenges of protecting religious minorities in post-conflict societies. Uzbekistan, once part of the Soviet Union, has tightened restrictions on religious practices. The government views any form of religious expression outside state-sanctioned institutions with suspicion. The Bible, while not officially banned, is subject to strict regulations. Importing, printing or distributing religious materials requires government permission, rarely granted. This restrictive environment has pushed religious practice underground, forcing many Christians to worship in secret. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please leave a comment below and ask any questions you have about this topic. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. We've journeyed across the globe, exploring the reasons behind the banning of the Bible in these 7 countries. From dictators to religious identity, we've seen how politics, history and faith shape religious freedom. May these stories inspire us to be advocates for tolerance and champions of understanding in a world where such values are increasingly under threat.